This is sports stuff. Betting stuff.
Ka-chow!
It feels good, boys. It feels good.
It does,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Does this mean we're really all the way back?
I
It
think
does. It
the
does
The
mean
football
chakras
we're.
are
season.
aligning.
Uh, Welcome to
I tell me that this weekend.
Sports Stuff Betting Stuff, the number one sports betting podcast in the sports stuff with Jim Muff Enterprise. I am your person that will steer the rudderless ship, the original degenerate Muff, joined by
Me, I'm the medical degenerate. Alex.
And I, Jim, am the Ohio Homer.
Ugh.
and soon to be Ohio degenerate once FanDuel decides to get their crap together.
I gotta wait till January. So this whole season, I am placing my bets once again with Muffnack.
Well, until you'll get some NFL time in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, for people that are new to the betting episode, this week will just be the college football. Today we're going to give a quick recap of last year, the wins and losses, how we all ended up, and we will go into the slate of college football games, the basic spread information for those games, and at the end we actually also have, in addition to our best bets individually, we have our special picks. Which, as a reminder for those that have followed along since last year's lock of the week was the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Pow, pow, pow!
And last year's risky pick was the Urban Meyer risky pick of the week. Somebody's got bad whistlers.
I know.
I was like not, but I did not vocally warm up for that. I forgot that I had so many sound effects for this.
um, and we're going to be renaming at least one of those on air as we record this fine evening. And we also last year had the parlay of death.
The Muff parlay of death.
That was the Muff parlay of death, which was all of my best bets in one parlay. Is that correct?
No, it was the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week. Pow, 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 pow! And then one pick we each picked.
Yes.
There was a third one though, wasn't there?
No, you picked one.
There were four.
Yeah.
The hit stick pick
The hit stick plus we each picked a pick.
Okay, got it. That was outside of the hit stick. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems about to sum it up. The thank you to Billy Joel for giving us the intro song.
Yep.
Sooner or later, I'm sure we'll have a beanbag bop moment where we get told we can't use it. But until that time, alas, Billy Joel and Easy Money will be the theme song.
I know everyone's disappointed, but I think we've decided right now to put a temporary halt on the risky baboon.
Yes.
That's more of a mid-season form type deal.
I agree.
That's a chasing the money situation.
Yeah. When our records suck.
Yeah.
And you just toss all of the things out.
The risky baboon.
Right. So real quick recap of last year. A whole lot better than it could have. Well, a whole lot better than it probably could have ended up for us. Last year, the overall wins losses, Alex and I actually tied. It's 62 and 65 with a 488 winning percentage. Now, we did not translate this into units up or down, but we were obviously units down with a losing overall record. And Jim, as we'll come to find out for everyone who's new, had significantly more bets than Alex and I, and Jim was 70 and 77.
Technically, won more bets than us.
Yes. He also lost
more bets. Yes.
I was trying to be positive for Jim.
That's fine. Last year, the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Pow, 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 pow!
Was 6 and 9. Rob Gronkowski. But hopefully that record improves, because again, that's supposed to be our lock of the week, and I would hope our lock of the week has a better record than 6 and 9 this year. And last year, the Urban Meyer risky pick of the week.
What happened to your whistler, Jim?
Yeah,
that was you. We're on YouTube, so we're good now.
I whistled. What happened to your whistler? That made no noise. It was like something's happening. Can you hear the high pitch part?
No, I can't.
Huh? Maybe
it just sounds like you're going.
Yeah, I hear nothing. I hear nothing. But anyway, that was 2 and 12 last year.
That's why I kept doing it. That was my birthday.
It was the risky pick though, so we can't expect a whole lot of. Okay, are you guys done whistling?
We don't know. We're gonna work this out.
I was just showing off.
Work out the kinks here. This is episode 1 this year of the betting episode, and the Muff Parlay of Death was 0-7, with the only real opportunity being week 1, and it was ruined by the Green Bay Packers.
We came close.
We came close, and then after that, we never were close.
We chased it.
Yeah,
we chased that dragon so hard.
We did. So, any thoughts before we get into this week's slate of games, gentlemen?
I'm excited we're back.
Yes. Feels like all's starting to get right in the world.
I mean, I feel the football fever.
And the only remedy is
more cowbell?
No, more bets.
Oh, got it.
More money lost. That's the only fever that can be quelled.
Well, before we dive into the action here, I got some questions. I want to make sure we set some ground rules for this season. I just got some questions.
You want to set ground rules?
I want to set.
You understand why this does not make sense, right?
And he will inevitably break.
Yes. Yeah. If you're setting the ground rules, and
I understand.
You need to abide by them.
I agree. That's why you're my accountability buddies.
Okay.
Okay. First off, to be clear, okay, we are trying to win. That is what we're trying to do. I want to be clear to our listeners, to ourselves. We are trying to win. So if you're listening
not what you tried to do last year,
that was what I was trying to do, but I also did a lot of shotgun blasts.
Okay.
Chasing the money. So I'm going to be strategic this year. That's more from me saying it out loud and you guys trying to hold me accountable.
Got you. Okay. Everyone get that at 8:31 on August 31st. 8:31.
Ooh, look at that.
Perfect.
This is set in stone, Jim.
Right.
It has to happen. So what we need though, we need your accountability word that we say to you and you're like, oh yeah, I'm being dumb.
Nebraska.
That is completely reasonable.
That is perfect. I agree.
Okay. Also,
did we just come up with the new risky pick of the week?
No, that's the dumb pick of the week.
Right.
That's a beyond risky.
Scott Frost pick of the week. I think we just did.
That's not risky though.
Oh, that's true. That's just you've done something stupid. Also, we're also competing amongst ourselves.
Correct.
Yes.
Just for everybody listening, so that you can pick one of us to chase as your guy for the season. That is the goal here on the show.
Just for us to give sound betting advice and for us to be successful.
Okay. I just want to clear up those 2 points.
Unless you hear the word Nebraska.
Then give up.
Whatever
with the other guy.
Do not do.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, where can we track? Well, you can't track my bets because I live in the state of Ohio. But where can we track your bets at? Besides the show, don't you guys have that app you guys do?
Oh yeah, I need to get back the Action app.
The Action app, yes.
Well, I've been
because you set a New Year's resolution, Alex.
I did. I made it, and I got verified.
So you're verified. So will you
remember that about me?
Because I hold people accountable. Accountability buddies are right here.
Okay.
So you will be putting your bets in this time, Alex?
Yeah. Yes, I will try to remember to do that.
Okay. I think I need to re-download the app. Get rid of it.
Muff, you will be putting your bets in?
Yeah, that's the hope.
Okay.
That wasn't I don't think that was a resolution for me.
No, it wasn't, but I'm asking you.
Yeah. As long as I don't have to pay for it if I don't
if we have to pay for it, don't worry about it.
No.
Okay, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the ground rules-ish for how we're going to do this. Okay.
Which brings us to
the end of
college football.
Yeah, college football.
College football this week. We have a large slate of games. Even who knows? We'll see how this goes. Yeah. Starting out with Thursday evening night football.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Backyard Brawl, West Virginia at Acrisure Stadium, taking on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is favored by 7.5 points, with the over/under set at 51.5 points.
I'll make this one real easy. I am going with Pitt.
Okay. I would like to say Nebraska to you because this seems like a spite pick. So I
It
need to
is
know
a
more about
spite
the
pick.
why. I need to know more about the why.
It is a spite pick, but I think Pitt still pulls this out. I've been on this all week. I have to put my money where my mouth is at this point. And if I take the L, I take the L. That's what I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Like I think I've talked myself in enough shit that I have to back this one up.
Okay, that's fair. Alex, I want to give your thoughts here since this is one of your teams.
I'm trying to count to 3 in my head before I respond to Jim. Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to take the over. I said I wasn't going to bet in this game when we were talking earlier, but I like the over.
I looked at that.
Over.
I looked at that.
Because then I can just root if something goes horribly awry, still win a bet.
And the over is 51.5.
Yes. And let's be honest, I'll probably bet moneyline WVU, but not as my record pick, but just because of who I am as a person.
Right. I typically do not like to bet rivalry games because of the unknowns. There's a lot of emotion to these games, so I'm going to stay away from this one, even though the rivalry hasn't happened in how many years, Alex?
5.
You see, I said 5 or 6, and then people were telling me no,
Keith
no,
and I
no.
said 6.
You guys said 10. I said 5 or 6. You said no, no, no. It's been longer than that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hold on.
Keith and I did say longer than 6.
Because I know 15 years ago today was a day that I don't want to talk. Well, no, not 15 years ago today. 15 years ago to the season
Right.
was a game that I don't want to talk about.
Good times.
That one hurt, Jim. That's too far.
Good times.
Jim, that one would be too far.
As a Pat McAfee fan, Jim, you can't be that excited about it.
The last meeting was 11 years ago.
Okay, so what they were right. I thought
Hey, I'll take that one, Muff. Thank
I
you.
thought it was closer.
I wanted to say 6 for some reason, but you're right. I think they played basketball a little longer. Okay.
Next up.
Next up on the slate, another Thursday night game. Penn State at Purdue taking on the Boilermakers. Penn State favored by 3.5, over under 53.5 points. I am going to take Penn State to cover. Based on our breakdown, I do not feel that Purdue is going to be able to put up points. And I feel that Penn State, much like Jim has with Ohio State, may start out slightly slow, but is going to pour it on, especially at the end of the third and the fourth quarter. Penn State by 10 plus.
So when you say that Purdue can't score, do you like the under?
No, I'm not looking at the over under on this game. There's too many potential unpredictable things in first games. But the thing that I feel the best about this is Penn State covering.
I got you. I get trapped in the unders of the Big Ten a lot.
I believe that Penn State covers. I believe the fact that it's at Purdue makes the over-under way too sketchy. If Penn State costs me money in this game, because I'm going to bet this game, the fire James Franklin is going to be so hard. I might make t-shirts.
Hashtag
Fire Franklin.
FJF.
Yes.
Make it trend. Make it trend.
So that's another one of my best bets.
Okay.
Penn State minus the points.
Okay. Next, I don't know what day this is on, but Central Michigan at Oklahoma State. Are we into Friday or are we into Saturday?
I believe we're in Friday. Let me double check for you.
This line, Oklahoma State minus 22.5, over under 58.5. I do not know enough about either of these teams to care, nor to feel any sort of way. Alex may have some thoughts as a Big 12 fan.
I kind of like the Oklahoma State. I think they're going to have a good year this year. Oklahoma State was just ranked, and at first I was like, "Oh, I'll put all the ranked games on the list," and then I was like, "That's just a lot of games." So I did not. After this,
as a reminder, we do not put every game on the slate. We pick and choose the ones we would like to talk about.
If we missed something, tell us about it.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
staying away from this.
Yeah. Next, we got Ball State at Tennessee.
Wait. Alex, are you putting money on or not?
On this game?
Yeah.
No. I said I added it because I was adding all the ranks, and then I realized
Fair
I was
enough.
wrong. That game is also Thursday at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Another Thursday game. Next, we go to Ball State at Tennessee. Tennessee minus 35.5, over under 67.5. That is the highest line of all the games we're looking at this week.
I am picking Ball State plus 35.5 at Tennessee.
I
Because
officially go ahead. Yes. Why?
Because Tennessee always sucks.
Is it my turn now?
It's your turn now.
We have our first Alex, you're an idiot. Don't do it moment of the season.
You can't Nebraska me. I didn't commit to that.
I'm not Nebrasking you, but every year or all last year, I told you don't do something, and I was right. This is gonna happen.
Okay.
Don't do it.
I have to do it.
You're gonna lose this one.
I know. Because you
That's bad. That's a bad pick.
why, Jim?
I should actually keep score of this
Why is this a bad pick?
because I think Tennessee's gonna come out pretty strong, and I think they'll beat Ball State by at least 2 touchdowns.
Jim.
No, I think they'll cover the spread.
I was like, that's over 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think they'll cover the spread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say if it's 2 touchdowns, then you just agreed with Alex.
No.
So you think Tennessee is going to win by 5 touchdowns?
Yes.
I don't think Tennessee will win a game by 5 touchdowns in my lifetime.
It's a long time. That's a long time, Alex.
You're saying
I'm writing it down. It's on my little. It's what I'm now calling the "Am I Right" against Alex picks.
am I right against Alex picks?
Do you have like a special notebook?
Yeah, it's right here. It's not leaving.
Is it a podcast notebook or is it just like a special
It's
notebook?
my Alex notebook now.
Okay, fair enough. Next we've got Utah at the Swamp taking on the Gators of Florida. Utah is favored by 2.5, over under at 51.5.
I love
is this
this
the
one.
Urban Meyer Bowl?
Yeah, right. I love this one, just because I want Utah to win so bad.
I'm just not a fan of betting against Florida at the Swamp right now.
And that's it. And like Jim of last year would be like, put it down. Jim, who's really trying to put out an effort and be the guy that the listeners follow. I kind of want to shy away from this so that the listeners like, oh, Jim knows what he's talking about. This is questionable for me.
This is questionable.
Alex?
I'm not touching this one for similar reasons to Muff said, because every ounce me wants to jump on Utah.
Mm-hmm.
But it just makes me just nervous enough that I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Jim. My gut is jump on Utah.
Yeah. And we've hit money when we feel like that, me and you.
I know.
We'll think about it. We will think about it.
Ooh, I just got my Action app back up and running. Follow me at Seaman First and 20 on the Action app.
Next up,
I'm a verified bettor.
I'm proud of you.
Me too.
Next up, Rutgers at Boston College. Boston College minus 6.5. Over under 47.5.
Boston
Go ahead, Alex.
Rutgers is the tempting bet here for me.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Muff, please talk to us about this one.
Talk to us about your rival.
Yeah, it's Rutgers. Whatever. Boston College at Boston College. I don't know enough about Boston College's team. Obviously, they're typically a stronger running team. I expect that's probably going to still be the case. They're not going to throw the ball all around. So to me, this is actually probably a decent matchup for Rutgers if they only have to stop one side of the ball well. That being said, it's still Rutgers. I'm going to stay away from this game, but if I were to have to do something, I would actually lean towards an under bet, just based on 2 shite offenses going at each other.
That's not bad advice there, listeners. Not bad advice. Buff, if I had a gun to your head and said you have to pick the Utah game or the Rutgers game, which one would you put money into?
I'd probably go Rutgers, Boston College over Utah, Florida.
All right.
If I were forced to make a choice there.
My action app is also up, and I'm going to verify better, just like I said I would be in my
Yes.
resolution. It is no spaces, the real medical degenerate.
Very appropriate. C.
Next up,
McPherson 20, just so we all know, is my old like AIM screen name. So
don't date yourself. You're still young at heart.
that I am.
Next up, UNC at App State. UNC is giving half a point. Over under 55.5.
So it's a pick 'em.
Yeah.
I am taking App State.
Ooh. Alex, what do you know that the world doesn't know?
I just feel it.
Just feel it.
I'm either going to I'm taking one of three. Now I'll let you guys know at the end of the episode. I'm either taking Utah -2.5, Rutgers +6.5, or App State money line. One of those three is going to go on my card. I'm going to ruminate on it.
Okay. You ruminate. Go back, go in the corner, and think about it. Maybe put your feet in some Epsom salts while you're doing it. Ruminate.
Go ahead.
Colorado State at Michigan.
Why is this damn game on our list, Alex?
What?
It's a Big Ten team.
I was going to say that if anything in this game, I would take Colorado State to cover.
Michigan -30.5, over under 61.5.
I'm not going to. I just wanted to see Jim's.
I'm not taking this game.
So
I'll touch this game with a 10-foot pole.
So I am not feeling any confidence in doing anything with Michigan until I figure out their quarterback situation. As a reminder,
They are the split sons of, what was he saying? The split sons of Solomon. Yeah. And he wants to nurture both of them.
It's a biblical decision.
He made some weird biblical reference that doesn't resonate with me.
The man wears khakis.
I wear khakis
to bed because I think he does.
Okay, no, I don't wear him to bed.
Does he have pajama khakis?
Probably. Ooh. And eats his steak with milk.
That's disgusting.
Thank you. Next up, Temple at Duke. Duke giving 6.5. Over under 51.5.
I like Duke -6.5.
Yeah, like, how did this game end up on here? That's my question.
Me.
Okay.
Like them enough to put money on them?
Yes.
Is that going to be one of your best bets?
Yes.
Why? I need to know the whys. I don't know about Duke. Just Alex, I don't know what your safe word is, but I'm saying it right now.
We're getting close. No, I've been listening to some different like breakdowns of this upcoming week, and there's enough people that I trust that are like really pushing the Duke pick that I'm literally just jumping on board. Like hopefully some of you do with us.
Oh, fair enough. Do what you got to do. Next, Illinois at Indiana. Indiana favored by 1.5, over under 45.5. Sign it, seal it, deliver it. Illinois +1.5 in this game. I may even go money line.
I am with. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm at this point. I'm really considering just Illinois money line.
Yep.
Yep.
I think we just got our Mike Allstott pick. Tell you the truth, that is going to be a lock.
Yep. Cincinnati at Arkansas. Arkansas -6.5, over under 51.5.
I don't understand this line. If we're being honest, like, isn't Cincinnati like last year's dreamboat? Did they lose somebody? Like, what happened?
Well, they lost the quarterback. Yeah, they lost the
quarterback
to the NFL.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That explains it.
So, and it's at Arkansas. So I don't know if Cincinnati typically travels well, especially to Power 5 schools.
I'm going to stay away from this game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun one to watch, but not bet.
Yeah,
I'm with it. Houston at University of Texas San Antonio, UTSA. Houston -4.5, over under 61.5.
Another one I'm going to shy way away from.
Holgorsen
is still the coach at Houston, correct?
Yes.
Best thing to come out of West Virginia, right there.
Aside from Alex.
Yeah, you asshole.
Oregon at Georgia. Georgia favored by 16.5 in this one, with the over/under kind of low, in my opinion, at 53.5.
What's that mean, Muff?
That's a leaner. That's a leaner. That's a considering lean over in
I like
Oregon or
Georgia in
Georgia.
this one to cover.
Yeah,
That's one of those I'm tempted on.
come out spicy.
I'm thinking about it.
I mean, they returned their quarterback, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, but he's not what really made the ship go.
No, but I'm saying that still though having a like I don't know a centerpiece to start building back off of. It was their defense that made the ship go.
Right. So we'll see. Next, the headliner game of the weekend, even though
Other than
the line doesn't reflect it. The weekend, Alex. The weekend. Thursday doesn't count as the weekend to me.
yeah, you're right.
It only counts as that in suitcase college campuses. That's when the weekend
Yeah,
starts.
there you go.
Notre Dame at Ohio State. Ohio State minus 17.5 over under at 59.5. Jim, breakdown, go.
I don't think I would bet the under. I want to bet them to cover. I would bet the under if I was going to bet.
But you're not on this game, which is fair.
No, I don't bet on Ohio State.
Okay. Next, Miami.
Anybody else?
I'm staying away from this game.
I really want Notre Dame plus 17.5.
Put your money up, bruh.
It's a lean. It's on my list as a lean.
The leaner. It's the leaner. Next, Miami, Ohio at Kentucky. Kentucky minus 16.5 over under 53.5 points.
I don't think Kentucky covers. I'm not gonna put my money there because I'm trying to win, but I don't think Kentucky covers.
I like how Jim has to keep going back on the betting show.
I have to tell myself.
There haven't been no Nebraska moments yet.
Yeah, no, he's been doing really well.
Yeah, we've been staying pretty consistent here. I like it. Who put this game on here? Why do I care?
Utah State, Alabama.
I put it on there because I wanted to see what you guys said about. Do you think they'll cover?
Yes.
I would stay away from the line. If anything, I'd go the over under. I still don't really have a good feel that either, but I would stay away from the line.
If I'm picking a big spread game, excuse me, long weekend at work. If I'm picking an over under, or not over under, I'm sorry, a big spread, I'd take this one. But I don't like taking big spreads to cover. Too nerve wracking, and I can't do all that math.
How many touchdowns is this? Did they
That's
touchdown a field goal?
Like, yeah, like I'm like looking at this thing, and it's like okay, like 50-16, and I'm like,
do they need to go for 2? What's going on?
Yeah. They're not gonna at that point,
Right.
you know. Yes, so I try to stay away from these lines, but I do. Alabama's gonna crush them.
Utah State at Alabama. We're just now talking about that game, Alex. We hadn't got there yet. We're still talking about Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Alabama has 42.5 over under 62.5. So we know how Alex feels.
Yeah, whatever I just said a minute ago, copy paste.
Staying away from this game.
Staying away. If I had to do anything, I'd probably pick Alabama to cover. I want to say they do well in opening games against non-power 5
That's half
teams.
their schedule.
Can't be. They play so many conference games, Jim.
Depends who you're picking out of the conference.
Duh. Florida State at LSU. Florida State coming off a big win over the Dukes of Duquesne last week, taking now LSU into Bayou. LSU minus 3.5 over under 51.5.
I want to take LSU.
I want to take Florida State.
I was just going to say that if anything, I want to take FSU.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it, but that would be the lean if I was forced to it. FSU plus the points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Agreed.
Louisville at Syracuse. Louisville minus 4.5 over under 56.5.
I like Louisville in this one.
Why did this make its way onto our slate?
I like Syracuse.
You are a Syracuse guy.
I am.
Because he has red hair.
Syracuse and Boston College are like Jim's, like, if he tosses those out, it's like, oh, he knows something, or he thinks he knows something.
I like Syracuse in this.
But why?
Because Jim looks like an Orangeman.
Because I think this is the game where like they always sneak one out, and I think this is the one they sneak out.
I would love to say Nebraska to you right now because you're just basing this solely on I feel that they're
It's
going
a
to sneak one
feeling.
out.
Yeah, you have to allow a certain amount of feeling picks, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm gonna veto your Nebraska right now.
Yeah.
If it was like Syracuse minus, or I don't know, if it was a bigger gap,
Then you would think about it differently. Okay. Clemson, Georgia Tech. Clemson minus 22.5, over under 50.5.
I think Clemson shows out.
This is another one of those. If I had to do it, I'd like pick Clemson to cover.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
I
like Clemson, but I'd pick them to cover.
I stay away from all things Georgia Tech by rule.
Yeah, I forgot that's a rule.
they
Good job, Jim. Way to follow your own rules.
Hey, he's 1 for 1. Boise State at Oregon State in the nightcap on Saturday. Late game, Oregon State minus 2.5, over under 57.5. I don't know anything about either of these teams, so that means it's a big fat no from me.
That's fair.
What do you
That's
think?
fair. I like Boise State in this game if I had to pick. Had
Yeah,
to
I
pick.
agree. I think I like Boise State here too. You're not a Beaver fan?
They tend to drop the good ones. Like they're favored to win, so they won't.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Well,
That finishes the slate for the week. If you ever have a game you want to hear us talk about before the week begins, let us know. We record on Wednesdays. The episodes comes out on Thursday mornings, just so you can get prepared for any Thursday night NFL games, especially in the future, and any college games happening earlier in the week. So let us know your thoughts, and we'll get to it. Whoever put this in there, have at it.
So I put this in here. This is the way too early national championship odds. We have Alabama at plus 180, Ohio State at plus 300, Georgia at plus 350, Clemson at plus 800, USC at plus 2,000, and Texas A&M at plus 2,500. So I ask you, of these that are there, who would you put money on?
Best value for the dollar, in my mind, is Clemson because they have a very good, very good high likelihood to get out of their conference. And at those odds, I would rather go for them winning 2 in a row than taking the lower odds with the teams that are more likely. Georgia, Bama. Georgia and Bama, you may as well just put $10 on each of them and hope and pray if you're going to do it. But Clemson, I think, is the best value.
hey, go back. Why $10 on Georgia and Bama?
Put $10 on each if one of them wins. If Bama wins, you almost make all your money back. If Georgia wins, you win money.
And not Ohio State.
I was just, yeah, I'm saying if I was going to do something like that, I would do some weird bet like that, not just bet on one team aside from Clemson. The values with Clemson, if I was going to do something really stupid, I'd put $10 on each Georgia and Bama.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would do if I was going to do something dumb, like $10 on Ohio State in Georgia or something.
Georgia?
I favor Ohio State to win over. Out of that group right there, I would feel most confident putting $10 down on Ohio State. I'm not saying I like them. I'm just saying I really do think that they're probably the best team this year.
Yeah, even as the homer of that list, I would feel more confident putting money on Ohio State than everybody else right today.
I might put 4.25 down. Wait, no, 4. I might put $4 down on Texas A&M. Never know. It could be $100 richer at the end of the season. I'll forget about that $4.
You would. That you would. So obviously no NFL games to chat about this week because we don't bet that preseason, which leads us into our best bets individually. I'll start out. I am going to take Penn State minus 3.5 versus Purdue. I'm going to take UNC App State over 55.5. I'm going to take Illinois money line. I'm going to take Notre Dame Ohio State over 59.5. And I am going to steer clear of the leaner that I had, which was Oregon, Georgia over 53.5. I'm going to keep that off the slate.
I am going to take WVU at Pitt over 51.5. I'm sticking with Ball State plus 35.5 at Tennessee. Duke minus 6.5 versus Temple. Illinois money line at Indiana. And my final pick, I said I was going to pick one of the third group. I think I'm going to go Rutgers plus 6.5.
Okay. There it is, Jim.
So how many bets you doing, Alex?
5.
I'm going to do Pitt, W in the Pitt game. I'm taking Pitt at 7.5. Penn State over Purdue at 3.5. Utah over Florida at minus 2.5. The Illinois money line. And I'm going to take. That's it. I'm staying. That's it.
Let's say I was going to say Nebraska.
I'm done.
I was gonna actually, now I feel like I should get rid of mine. One of mine will have 4.
Alex, dude, let's be real. You
This is gonna change.
typically do these things.
I know. I'm doing it. I'm keeping what I'm keeping.
Keep it.
I'm gonna stay. Now this doesn't mean I'm not gonna go rogue and next week have like 10 games on here, but
Well, you won't because you will have your accountability buddies.
I
But
didn't say anything about
do-
doing 10 games if there's 10 good games.
I do feel like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It depends on the game, on the slate. I mean, some weeks I'll allow more than others before I Nebraska.
10 is excessive.
Is
Yeah,
it?
10 is excessive. 10 is excessive.
10 is extremely excessive. If Jim's going to tout them as his best bets, 10
Now,
is excessive.
10, are you saying 10 NCAA games or 10 total?
10 games in general.
10 total games.
It's a bit much.
That's what? That's not even that bad.
Again, I'm trying to be a good better this year. Not like we were last year.
Fine.
The real medical degenerate is
I
going
remember
full
back in the
blind.
good old days when gym was fun.
Right?
Jim was fun. So this brings us to our specialty picks. First,
The
we
hit
are
stick stays the same, correct?
the yes. So the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Pow, pow.
I think we've already kind of informally decided it's going to be Illinois at Indiana.
Absolutely.
And because it's the sure thing, I think we need to take it plus the points. Because that gives us some insurance.
To make it, yes.
Yes, to make it the lock. Just in case it's a 1-point game, we would then be
Yes.
in
We
a
need
bad
to make
spot.
its record what it should be.
Because we're trying this year.
We're trying very hard.
Trying hard. Next, we need to have this on-air discussion about what the Irvin Ryerisky pick of the week will be renamed.
So we have Antonio Brown in our lives.
Do we?
Would you draft him? Would you pick him up?
I'm saying, like, I don't want to give him more airtime.
Fair. That's a good point.
It is risky. Don't get me wrong. It is risky, but
Mhm.
I don't want to give him any more play than he already gets.
That's true.
Tom Brady's vacation break.
I don't know. That's risky.
Yeah.
He's back.
Mm.
What other risky decisions have been made in sports as of late?
John Gruden's draft pick.
Ooh.
That's all risky.
I don't know that I want to be associated with John Gruden.
That's fair.
We have Deshaun Watson.
I know. I was thinking, can we do that? And not sound like assholes.
Right.
Again, don't want to give him play. No. Don't want to give him any more play.
Says no. All right.
What's a risky? What's a team that's risky? Like
the Commanders.
The Commanders.
The Scott Frost onside kick.
I actually like attributing this year's pick to Scott Frost. I truly do.
Scott Frost onside kick, risky pick. The onside kick, risky pick.
No, the Scott Frost onside kick risky pick
Yes.
of the week,
Ugh.
and that's a good noise.
Well, that's the sound effect.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Is that the sound of offensive linemen make after they throw up, or
Yes.
Yes.
I like the but the can also be like a I just threw up. Coach, quit kicking me, coach.
If we win, it's like, ugh. If we lose, it's like,
Okay.
don't
So
kick. Never mind.
the Scott Frost onside kick risky pick of the week. We have to discuss this. What will be the risky pick, which is a game that's not on any of our slates. That's been the typical. Like we find another game,
and there's a dog.
And a money line dog.
Oh, it's a money line dog. I forgot about that. So it could be one of our. So it could be. It could be Illinois.
Yeah.
It's kind of not in the spirit of the
Risky.
pick, though.
Yeah.
It's gotta be risky.
I got one.
I'm listening.
Rutgers.
Nah.
What's the line?
Minus 6 and Boston College minus 6.5.
6.5 is the line.
I like Utah.
Or Florida State. Utah's
Oh yeah.
Do we have to
That's
do
the game
this
is what I'm
again,
talking
Jim?
about. I'm talking about the game.
So Florida.
Yeah.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah. Or you got the App State UNC game.
That's kind of a pick 'em.
Yeah, it's not really in the
Cincinnati.
spirit. It's 6.5 though. I just don't feel it without Desmond Ritter there.
What about the Syracuse game?
No, I'm gonna stay away from teams that you like because then you'll stop liking them when they lose our picks.
That's true. Then the Florida game is the game.
Or Florida State.
No.
Okay, fine. Florida. Okay.
It's a team in Florida. So the specialty picks this week are the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Pow, 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 pow.
Illinois plus 1.5 at Indiana, and the Scott Frost onside kick risky pick of the week.
I love the name already.
It's Florida money line versus Utah, which leads us to the Muff Parlay of Death, which automatically includes Illinois plus 1.5 versus Indiana.
Alex, I'm gonna let you do the honors for your pick first this time.
This additional pick of confidence that Alex has. So it can be from your best bets, Alex.
I know.
He tends to go rogue though.
We don't know, Alex. Stick to the plan.
I'm sticking to the plan.
He never does.
The ball is the program. The program is the ball. Remember this.
WVU pick.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
What did you want me to pick?
Well, then Jim's gonna try to pick Pitt, and it doesn't work.
Okay. No, I'm no. Pitt's not going. No, Pitt is not going in the parlay of death. No.
Neither of you can
My
choose
foot
that game.
is so far down.
Neither of you can choose that game then.
Okay, fine. Duke minus 6.5. Well, my other risky pick is Rutgers. What do you want?
It's
Rutgers?
not risky.
This
I
is
mean,
supposed to be
sorry,
risky,
the
Jim.
parlay of death. Sorry. Jim, what do you want? Duke or Rutgers?
This is Alex's
your
confidence
pick.
pick.
It's
It
your
just
pick.
cannot be. It's just my money. That's all.
I forgot he made all his picks this week risky.
Alex will be the one that goes 5-0. Watch.
Right. I'm gonna take the Penn State game.
Penn State minus 3.5. The Purdue.
What's your last one?
Oh, this is my other best bet.
Oh no.
I'm going to leave it to a Saturday evening game and take the Notre Dame Ohio State over.
I knew it. Son of a bitch.
Just so I hope.
If this is the last God.
Right. This is my hope, right? We get to Saturday night and I'm like, oh my God, it's still in play. That's what I
This
want.
is gonna be the last game.
I've been putting money on the parlays of death.
Do you understand?
That if you have to root for Notre Dame to score points at the end of the game,
I'm gonna be so mad.
Well, at that point, if
hopefully
you're
it's out of hand.
yeah,
I hope. Dear God.
Because if I'm rooting for like overtime simultaneously while this is going on,
I'm gonna be screaming.
We'll hear him.
yeah, we will
Yes,
hear
you
him
guys will.
from 2+ hours away. We will hear him. So, as
Good
a
grief.
reminder, we already went through that. The Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Pow, 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 pow.
Illinois plus 1.5 versus at Indiana. The Scott Frost onside kick risky pick of the week.
Ugh.
Florida moneyline versus Utah, and the Muff parlay of death. We'll have Illinois plus 1.5 versus Indiana, Duke minus 6.5 versus Temple, Penn State minus 3.5 versus Purdue, and Notre Dame, Ohio State over 59.5.
I feel good about this. I feel like we're on the good foot.
The good foot. Is
The
it
good
like,
foot.
like the
I
kicker
like
from
starting off
Nebraska?
on good foot. Oh, his name was Frank, by the way, with an E. I literally know no other Frank with an E. I said it to my family, and my uncle was like, we should all like reach out and figure out his contact information and like send him like, hey, we're so proud of you. Like all this.
Why? We should name the pick after Frank with an E.
No.
No,
It's the
because then
Frank with an E
it's
risky
it's
pick of
it's
the week.
too like
Then it's
personal to
gonna.
Alex.
Yeah, then,
that's a
yeah,
that sounds like a personal attack, Jim.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Jim, don't just continue to attack West Virginia. Don't attack Alex as a human.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
So that's especially picks for the week. Off script, are we still having the same outro?
I think we are. Do we keep it?
This,
It's all queued up and ready to go. I'm just saying we had a discussion last year about considering a change.
Oh, the good night, Jim.
I don't know why we would change it.
Ask,
The lyrics were a little questionable.
confer with your wife and what she thought about some of the lyrics.
Yeah, I
That's-
remember now.
Yeah. She was not happy once we actually read the lyrics to her.
Let's spin it one more time for old time's sake.
And then we'll work on being better people next
Then
week.
we'll work on, yeah, we'll try harder next week.
That should be the outro. We'll try harder next week.
Okay. So, if Jim continues to stay in his lane and we don't have to yell, Nebraska! If the Scott Frost onside kick risky pick of the week is successful this week, if Mike Allstott continues to bomber and scramble up and down the field to give us a good win, and if all of the best bets lead us to the promised land, what type of night are we going to have, Alex?
A good night.